And then she looks over at me because I'm laughing the whole time, and she's like, do you want it? Which, look, I'm just standing in line here trying to get to my flight on time, okay? That's all I want. But she's not allowed to take the bottle through TSA, so it's either I drink it or it goes in the trash. And like, I'm not gonna say no, okay? That's rude. There are way too many sober kids in Africa for me to let this happen, so I take the bottle from this complete stranger and I start drinking wine in the middle of the airport. So I'm chugging a bottle of wine with this random stranger, TSA is staring at us, everyone is staring at us, I'm Snapchatting the whole thing, and it was warm too, so the wine tasted like ass, but I still finished it because mama didn't raise no quitter. And that was just me going back home to Philly. Like that was the end of this trip. The amount of stories that I acquired the entire month I was gone, I can't even process all of it. First I went to Orange County, and that wasn't really anything crazy. That was like the calm before the storm. And by the storm, I mean Las Vegas. And if you've ever been to Las Vegas, you know what I'm talking about. Vegas is just a shit show of a city every day of the year, pretty much. And look, when I go to Vegas, I'm not there to have a nice, relaxing time, okay? I am there on a mission to raise hell and make terrible decisions with amazing people. And mission accomplished, because honestly, that was probably one of the craziest weeks of my life. I show up day one. First of all, I'm staying at like this baller-ass $1 million mansion with like 10 other guys. We're going out to clubs every single night. I'm meeting new people constantly. We're really just making memories that we're gonna have for the rest of our lives, and it was just awesome. Like, that's how I try and live my life anytime I go out. I'm just asking myself, like, what can I do that's gonna make me remember this forever? And I think everyone that was staying at that mansion had like the same mentality to some extent, so it kind of just always raised the vibe every single day. And everyone has their own version of what that means to raise the vibe. For me, it just means doing anything that I find funny and self-amusing. For other people, that means let's see how much Molly I can do in one night and not die. No joke, if you go to Vegas, they treat Molly and cocaine the same way any other state would talk about like weed. Like, there's people, they'll just like whip out coke in the middle of a lobby in front of the Omnia nightclub, and they'll just start doing a bump like right on their cell phone. And then they offer some to me. It's literally like if they were just smoking a joint and they're like, hey, you want some? Except it's cocaine on their cell phone. And then me, I'm like the most awkward person ever when it comes to saying no, and I have to be like, I'm gonna have to pass on doing a line of coke off your iPhone 7, Sarah. Thank you. That's one of the funny things about me. Like 90% of the nights when I go out, I'm actually completely sober. Like, I don't even drink really. I even went to EDC one of the nights because I was there that weekend. That whole thing was going down, and that was just wild. EDC was one of the most intense experiences of my life, and I was sober the whole time. I was like the 1% that was not on anything. Mainly because I didn't feel like spending $15 for a drink, and I didn't have any Molly on me that night. Like, I wasn't even planning on going. I knew I was gonna be in Vegas the weekend that thing was going on, but I wasn't even gonna go until I found out that my buddy had a friend who knew the vice president of EDC. So he introduced me to that guy, and that guy has like 1 million free wristbands, so he hooked me up with one. And honestly, I almost said no thank you because I felt like if I was gonna go to EDC, I would just want to sneak in. Not for any other reason than the fact that I just think it would be really fun to try and sneak into that, because I feel like it'd be a level up from all the other stuff that I had to sneak into. Like, I'm an adrenaline junkie, so even if I can go in for free, I'm still gonna like part of me is always going to want to sneak in just for the thrill. But this one time I was like, you know what, why don't we just actually go to the thing and not make an entire event out of it? So we get there, it probably took like 30 minutes to get to EDC. And when you go in, it's literally like you're on shrooms as soon as you walk in without being on shrooms. At least that's what I imagine it's like. I said that to someone who was at EDC, who had done shrooms. They said it wasn't like that, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But the whole thing was beautiful, and if you guys don't know this about me, my favorite holiday is 4th of July, and like, I love it because I love fireworks. I don't even know why, I'm a firework fanatic. And when you're at EDC, it is literally just fireworks non-stop, basically. And there's all these rides, and it's just happy vibes everywhere, and it's just a good feeling you get when you're there. The only part that sucked about the whole thing, like everyone, when you're in the stadium, everyone there's not a single angry person in the world. There's no fights going on at EDC. Everyone's just hugging and having sex right by the porta potties. It's a good time. But when you leave the stadium, that's when like the whole event is over for the day, and that's when everyone starts to sober up, the sun starts coming up, everyone starts hating their lives, everyone's getting hungover. And I forget how many people were there. I think it was like 400,000 people were there for EDC this year. It was a ridiculous number, and when you have that many people trying to leave at the same time, you don't have enough Ubers for everyone. We left at 4:30 a.m. It took us 30 minutes to get there, by the way, but getting back home, I did not lay in my bed until about 7:30 in the morning. I actually got home, I probably got home around like 7 a.m. and like this is the kind of place I was staying at. I get home at 7 a.m. I'm expecting everyone to be asleep. I go into the kitchen, there's like 5 people awake and talking. Not because they're early birds, it's because they haven't slept either. But literally, it probably took about an hour to finally get an Uber, and then it took another hour and a half just to get home. Like the traffic on the highway was so bad that I was able to have conversations with people in other cars. I swear to God, there was a point where we were just at a complete halt. I look out my window and there's a couple of cute girls in one of the other cars. So I roll down my window and then like a second later they roll down their window. We start having a conversation for a little while and then they ask me if I have Instagram. Now I could have easily just said yes, I have an Instagram. My Instagram, by the way, JustTom. If you don't follow me on there, you're missing out. Instead of me just telling them what my Instagram was, I was like, let's make this a little more fun. So instead, I decide to open the door and I step out of the car on the middle of the highway and I walk, in fact, I don't even walk over to their car, I mosey my way over to their car. I hand them my phone, I let them type it in, I follow them, they follow me back right away. I'm actually still talking to one of those girls today. They were pretty cool. But yeah, so that happened. There was like a million little stories that I could just go all day telling. Well, there was one other thing. That's kind of a big story. I don't know if I want to tell it now. I don't know how personal we want to get on this channel, but your boy ended up having his first one-night stand while he was in Vegas. If you guys want me to tell like the adventures of how that whole story like played out, not like the end part, but like all the things that led up to that, it was just a weird, crazy, interesting night. I don't know if that's something you guys would want to hear or if that's just like too over the line, but if you guys would want to hear that, I don't know, give this video a thumbs up down below, leave a comment, let me know. Also, leave a comment, when's the last time you traveled somewhere, and what did you do? And also, if this is your first time ever watching one of my videos and you don't hate my face, feel free to subscribe because we make videos like this every single week. But anyway guys, that's really all I've got to say on it, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.